Call me cute. There is no such thing as a worst character in Smash. Every character has their own gimmick. And if you play that gimmick correctly, your character is as good as any other.
That is false because each just exists.
I think the worst character is like there's a lot of characters near the bottom in general, but like yeah, obviously some characters are just better because of DLC.
It's still Little Mac. I think Little Mac is the worst, and then Ganon's a close second.
Well, Ganon is worse than Little Mac. Come on.
Yeah, no, yeah, because Little Mac has an advantage on the ground. Ganondorf never has advantage anywhere.
No, yeah, he has like, oh, I cheesed you because I hit you really hard and you didn't dodge. But like other than that,
yeah, like Ganondorf's a good character on people that don't know how to fight Ganondorf.
Right, which means that they just kind of all play them in general.
Yeah. So, like, a lot of, like, tourney guys that really know Ganondorf's movement can, like, sweep with Ganon. But when they get to somebody that knows what they're doing, absolutely not.
There's, like, an example, like, people say that DD is the third worst. It's like, well...
DDD's good if you sleep. I will say DDD's bad because his projectile is actively against him.
And he can't even touch it.
Like, his primary tool for getting in is his worst move. Because of how easily, like, it could be returned to you.
Yeah. Right. There are other characters that that problem too, but he has the worst for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because, like, on top of the fact that it gets hit back at you, it gets hit back faster than you can react to it. So you're literally just like a sitting duck if someone knocks your projectile back. And it's like...
I know you... Yeah, I noticed this even in the recent video that you put up of me and player.
Yeah.
That
like your grand finals where it's like Dr. Mario, all he had to do was like sneeze on it and then it knocked it, he hit it back at you.
Right. But then like I guess you can still grab it out of the air beside me again, but I don't know how...
You also have to react to it. You also have to know it's going to get hit back at you because it's coming at you fast enough, faster than you can actually do something about it, you know?
I don't know the timing. I never really practiced the timing to know, but I wonder how flexible it is.
You probably could.
Like,
I'm not a DDD expert, so I think it's possible, but like everyone I've seen play DDD have not been able to react to it.
Yeah, the thing about DDD, like, he's like K-Rool, but without his belly armor. It's like, he kind of needs armor.
He makes up for it with his hammer being a huge disjoint, but it's still...
Because when you fight DDD in Kirby, like, you're like trying to hit him, and all the time, Kirby never pushes him back. Like, he's always coming at him, and he never gets knocked back from anything that he does. When Smash just jumps up and kicks him in the face, he's like, ow.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, if DDD had some kind of armor in some of his attacks, he'd be a much better character.
Yeah, so weird, yeah. The K-Rool does his archetype better.
Yeah, they automatically, instead of fixing DDD, they gave his buffs to K-Rool. That's kind of like how Little Mac was to Kazuya. Instead of fixing Little Mac, they just buffed Kazuya.
Yeah, more armor, you can actually recover.
More armor and actual recovery, can actually jump, and it's still a really good ground DPS.
And he has a projectile.
Like, good grief, man.
But yeah,
this game has favorites, and it is not Little Mac.
I think I could see this being fact opinion.
No, there is a worse character in Smash. I will like there's no best character, but there are definitely a worse character.
Are you sure Steve isn't just the best?
Steve is Steve is kind of the weird kind of character where it's like if you know how to deal with him, he falls apart. But like he's the best character because he doesn't play the game. And the best character in terms of characters that play the game, there is no like definitive best. But Steve is definitely S tier because of all the jank people can do with him, which is weird because he never wins anything.
He just breaks the game, but sometimes like you hit him in the air and he did this certain thing, so he just doesn't take knockback or something.
Yeah, he's the best because he's janky.
Certain levels for sure that you can play any character well, but yeah, once you get top up, a bit different. I think.
Once you get into like tier lists starting to matter, it's a different story.
Yeah, that's the thing. It matters. It's different levels of Smash.
But yeah, I will definitely say this is a hard opinion.
Is there a worse character in Smash? Yes, there is. This is like I said, this is a palate cleanser. We all know this one, right? This person is probably not gone to many tournaments. This is a tires done exits thing. And if you played any competitive game for any amount of time, you should know things are not fair. Our
Yes.
friend Brad says Mario 64 peaks in the first Bowser level and is a massive drop-off in stage quality after that point, except for the other two Bowser stages, making the later 2/3 of the game pretty mediocre, if not downright unenjoyable in some sections.
That's a fact. That is something I hard agree with.
Mario 64 sucks!
I did not mean to pause at that frame, but that was actually really funny. But yeah, no, Mario, like, the latter half of 64 is really bad. That's probably why so many speedrunners literally just skip that.
Or because they can. And they want to do it fast, I guess, I don't know.
They've dedicated their lives to literally skipping Mario 64 to the point where they gaslit themselves into thinking the game's good. I brought this up earlier to where it's like, oh yeah, it's like how Mario went from 2D to 3D and it was the best thing since sliced bread, even though the latter half of the game sucks major eggs.
I feel like the first few levels are like the same level, though.
Like, you had Bob-omb Battlefield, you had the ice area.
Water Fortress, Sherbet Land, I think is what it's
Yeah,
called.
Sherbet Land, I think. That might be the name of a stage, but still. Dire Docks was interesting. Just the eel legit prevented me from like going any further just because I was that scared of it. Like, they gave me the heebie-jeebies.
Scared of that eel.
But like,
yeah, it's cool. Didn't like that eel as kids, yeah.
yeah, the piano I didn't mind as much. It was a jump scare, sure, but like the eel did not like. This is me playing it in like when I on the Wii as the virtual console on the Wii, and I was like, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that eel. The eels in Mario Galaxy also freaked me out, and then I just realized that I think I just don't like underwater.
Yeah, it's a phobia people have. Yeah, just the weird underwater like dark tint with like these things with like but they're dark and you can't see them, but all of a sudden they pop out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm good. Yeah, y'all can have that.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I feel like a lot of my favorite levels from 64 actually aren't the first third though.
Really?
Like giant big, the little what's it called, little big land or
Yeah.
big giant.
I actually do
I
like that area.
level.
That one,
then,
I like what the clock area was like tried to do, but it did not hit for me.
I mean, that wasn't the TikTok clock. You mean?
Yeah, TikTok clock was a bad level, but I liked what it was doing. I liked its gimmick. It just wasn't executed well.
That and Rainbow Cruise, I just kind of hate because of the 100 coin start.
Ugh, gosh, yeah. Rainbow Cruise
You
sounds
have
like...
a coin to not fall off.
I played Rainbow Cruise once, and I was like, nah, I'm good. Because I also didn't know how to use the fight cap. So I fell to my death a lot. And I was like, alright, I'm good. Yeah, y'all can have this game.
Right.
I can see why people just dedicate their lives to skipping it.
We got a lot of levels in that area that aren't the greatest, but there are ones I do still like, so I don't know.
Yeah, it has some bangers, but like I will say that it's like it only had like it's not like that is a rose-tinted game. Mario 64 is a prime example of rose-tinted goggles. Because I played that in the same console as Mario Galaxy, and it was like, wow, this is kind of... I get it. It's got a lot of interesting stuff to it, but the latter half of the game, I was like actively trying to scrimp around trying to find like pot shot stars to where I didn't have to do most of the levels. But yeah, no, I will agree that 64 is
the first Bowser. Is that true? I think this one is worth bringing up.
Sorry.
Down.
UI's acting up.
What?
There we go.
Oh.
Because a lot of people are talking about 64, right? A lot of people are talking about the remake, and 64 is the best 3D Mario, whatever. This person seems to think the levels start sucking after the first Bowser, and that is not true. Nope.
No?
Nope. Mario 64 is an amazing game, and it stays amazing all the way to the end. And actually, the later levels are really cool. Now, the last few levels do suck. The clock sucks.
Yeah.
And the Rainbow Ride. Those are terrible. Don't get me wrong. Those levels are not good.
Those are the ones I remember the most, to be honest, because they suck that bad. So that probably what skewed my opinion of it.
They're so bad that they made you hate that whole part. Yeah.
Yeah, because those are like the main ones I didn't like. Because I legitimately can't think of another level I didn't like. It was just those two. Huh.
Yeah.
The snow level? And the
snow level was fine.
Tall Tall Mountain and Small Big Land. Dude, these are all super good.
Yeah.
Super good. Amazing game. All the way through. Except for those few levels. Mashy Spookplate says, IGN is not a bad review site. They get way too much flack.
That's
it used to be kind of, yeah, I think there's something going on with IGN.
No, like, this guy has, I think this guy only plays COD, and IGN agrees that every COD's a 10 every time. I'm convinced.
I honestly haven't really looked at IGN, like, in the last, like, several years.
Me neither. Unless, like, a really bad review comes up, I don't really pay attention to them. Because they hate Sonic.
Kind of says a lot. Yeah.
IGN freaking hates Sonic for, like, no reason. And they, like, they gave SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated a 4.
Like, is that even less than the original?
No. Not that I know of. But I know that it was, like, their whole thing was that haha cartoon game equal bad or something.
Right.
And, like, I don't know, the guy reviewing the game is just, like, the guy who wrote the script had, like, his head up his arse, like, super high. Using big words like Sisyphilian task or something like that. It's like, what the heck does that even mean? Like, you're trying to sound smart and pretentious. It's like, shut up.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
But IGN is not the best review site. It is just the most popular one.
I actually don't really take reviews that much into account.
Me neither. Like, 9 times out of 10, I will just form my own opinion on something. I'll look up, like, reviews of, like, a game I haven't played before and see what the general consensus is, and then I'll see gameplay of it myself. And I was like, oh yeah, this looks like a game worth playing. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. I'll take the facts, like, people say this and that's just, like, what there is, and I see it, and like, okay, yeah. But it's like, yeah, oh, the story's bad, and this game isn't as good as this one. It's like, well, okay. That's not my review. Okay.
Yeah, that's more so just compare and contrast. But I'll take that over, like, some pretentious dude giving, like, a fun, like, that's an exception, to be fair, but a lot of IGN reviews are kind of like, especially when they were, like, during the Sonic Bad Please Laugh era.
Yeah. Just gang up on it, yeah.
Like, they were saying something like, I think for Colors, it was like, yeah, like, at this point, sometimes the gameplay just stops. It's like, yeah, because the thing is in your way and you didn't react fast enough. Like, a lot of their complaints are due to skill issue for most things, and they're just finding things to complain about because it's Sonic. So,
yeah.
They're not exactly the Michael Graces at the moment either. Coney overself and I'll react to an IGN review thing, but still, alright. But yeah, no, I will say they are not the best review site, they're just the most popular. I will say this is an opinion.
In an ideal world, this is an opinion.
But
because the reviews kind of suck.
Does it take back?
If you take paid reviews, they give everything a fucking 7.
They do.
But in the world that we live in, I think this is a fact. In a perfect world, it's an opinion. But in this world, where video game journalism is the way that it is, I don't think they're particularly worse than any other site. I'm not saying IGN is good, I'm saying the whole fucking industry sucks.
Yeah. Game journalism in general is garbage nowadays. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Full screen isn't full screen, it just does. Okay. Sorry, I was scrolling. That's why. Okay. Anyway, that's weird. But, yeah, no, like, game journalism in general sucks, and IGN is just the best at being the worst.
So it's the most well known, so everyone hates it.
Yeah. It gets a lot of hate because it's so popular, but there's so many other, like, sites that people that exist that do the same thing. Like, I could pull up a Sonic review anywhere and then be like, haha, this game Sonic Bad Please Laugh on, like, any site. IGN is just popular, therefore. And then they said themselves that Sonic was never good. So, like, I know this is me turning it into a Sonic thing, but I'm more so just, like, saying that, like, other sites are guilty of the same things, the same trappings.
Yeah,
he is right about that.
There's some other standout ones that almost, like, did bad reviews out of spite.
Yeah. Like, some of them do feel like they're either keeping up with trends or they legitimately just don't like a game and they want to, like, stomp on it as much as possible. Like the SpongeBob reviewer, like, he, for some reason, really didn't like SpongeBob and really wanted to let the world know he do that.
The thing about journalism in games is that it's like, how do you not be biased? And then, like...
Oh, yeah, no, like, human beings are biased by, like, nature. Like, I don't... Like, you can be as neutral as possible, but there's always going to be a hint of, yeah, I always preferred this thing over this thing. Like, you're not... I'm not gonna... As someone who doesn't like third-person shooters, I'm gonna be biased towards third-person shooters. I'm gonna say games like Fortnite aren't that great because I don't like third-person shooters. But I like point A to point B games, so I'm gonna say games like Sonic are really good at that. When they want to be.
When they want to be, yeah.
You could go to GameStop or GameSpot, and you can look at their reviews. 7s all the ways down the line. They're all 7s.
It is rare that they actually give a get back.
They just didn't want to go to work that way.
Unless it is especially
Yeah,
bad.
that game's okay. It's average, right? The buttons work, and there's music.
The buttons work and there's music.
IGN isn't the only bad site.
It's amazing how many games screw even that up.
But they are
a
symptom of the problem. Does that make sense? Video game journalism is not very good. From Gishud, they say, League of Legends killed the RTS genre and is single-handedly responsible for the worst parts of esports. RTS genre dead?
That's an opinion.
Yeah, right.
Because there's a lot of RTS games that are still like heavily played that aren't League of Legends. MOBAs, I can agree with, but RTS, no. Because Dragon Age is RTS.
Yeah.
Dragon Age is RTS. Technically, Xenoblade is RTS. And I freaking love the Xenoblade games.
Final Fantasy 14.
14's RTS?
Yeah, MMO RTS, I would say.
Okay.
Kind of like WoW. Our WoW's RTS, right?
Yeah, like auto attack. Your character's auto attack, and then you execute arts, and it's a lot of positioning you have to do.
Yeah, I think that's what.
Yeah, real time strategy.
Like,
like it's just like that's another thing. Real time strategy can be played in different ways.
Yeah.
Like you also have the Total War games, and like you also have like Warhammer. That's turn based. The tabletop game is turn based, but Total War Warhammer is not. Like there aren't very many games, but it didn't kill the genre.
Some RPGs have RTS
elements in them.
Elements.
Yeah, like Final Fantasy, like most of the newer Final Fantasy games, well, not the newer ones, but like 13 onward had real-time strategy where it's like
you're doing might have elements.
Like you're waiting for your specials to charge, so you kind of your character either autos or you take hits in real time. And it's just building your characters and preparing to take those hits. And then once your characters build well enough, you just spamming specials.
You know what the esports part?
The esports part, I could probably actually. I don't know enough about like League esports. I know it's like the most popular esport, so obviously bad things are gonna happen, and the bigger your fan base is, the worse
some of the people can be pretentious about it, but
there's like RPG elitists that exists in like every aspect of the game. But
I'm
like
trying to think.
In terms of like the worst parts of esports, I mean, if he's talking about like the elitism and the gatekeeping, then I could probably see that. Because I know like how League sports, like League is toxic, Lamau, but like
I'm trying to think of when esports really got big, and I wonder if that was because of the League of Legends or if that was earlier, with like Counter-Strike.
It was, I want to say League. No, Street Fighter, that one Street Fighter moment, like, quote-unquote, saved esports. Because it made people realize how hyped that genre of content can be. But League of Legends dominates it for a while.
Yeah.
It still does. It probably still gets a lot of people watching it.
Yeah, I don't know when I really saw esports as a thing. And if that was, like, way back in, like, PS2 era. With, like, things like when Counter-Strike came out. And stuff like that.
Right.
Or if it was, later with League. If like people got money off of playing esports.
I know Counter-Strike was also huge now that I'm thinking about it.
Well, I don't really know if I really would give League the credit for esports, or even the credit for making the worst parts of it.
Yeah. I will give it credit for being a huge part of esports, but not for the worst parts, because that's just people sucking.
Yeah, it's just esports in general.
Seems like 60% say fact. Ooh, this is contentious. This is a contentious one. My head came off my shoulders. It was so heated. Got some news for everybody. It's a fact. Yeah. I think Riot's concerted effort to astroturf their game the way that they have and support it at such a monumental level, I think has like caused a lot of other games to try to do the same thing. And don't get me wrong, I think Riot is doing it well, and I think that there's a reason so many people like it. But everybody's trying to emulate it, and everybody's trying to do the Riot thing, or at least they did for a little while. And now it's led to a world that is maybe a little manufactured, plastic, you know. Did it kill the RTS genre? I think that part is uncontested. I think it's just MOBAs. But RTS games were never great anyway.
Yeah, they were. They're always kind of niche.
Only good RTS to ever exist.
Yeah.
So it's no big loss. But yeah, I think this is fact, and I think we can all agree.